Okay, do you feel like no matter what, you keep getting into the same relationships? Like, it doesn't even matter if you date someone that's completely on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, you went for the bad guy and the good guy, and you went to the guy that plays too much to the workaholic. But no matter who or how different these guys are, that weeks or months into the relationship or even years into the relationship, that there is something that's coming up that is so similar every single time. Like they keep doing this. And you start to wonder, do all men do this? No matter what that this is, do all men leave me? Do all men cheat? Do all men not take care of our needs? Whatever that this is, there's a possibility that this is what you're creating. Okay, so I'm Krista Pearson, founder of Awaken the Goddess and Finding Real Love Now. And one of the things that I work with women on is how to figure out what that this is so that we can heal it and we can show up new in a relationship so that we invite a whole new man forward. I can tell you from personal experience that I was playing this game for so many years, and no matter what I did differently, I kept having the same relationship. And mine was, oh my gosh, cheating, and not being there for me, that no matter what, they wouldn't be capable of being there for me. Now, if I look back on my childhood history, there is this big story of not being there for me. So until I was able to go back and heal that story, I kept creating it in relationships. And there's this wonderful saying that what we need to heal the most is what comes forward in the relationship. And that's so true, because whatever healing that we need is going to show up in every single relationship in our lives, even our children, which is scary to know that there will be a part, even with your own children, that will show up as a they're not there for me, or I can't count on them. But whatever that healing phrase, that core wound is for you, that's how it will show up in the relationships. So today I want to teach you just a couple of ways that I was able to combat that and finally married the man of my dreams. Now, I went through a lot of failed relationships to learn this the hard way. Also spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in retreats and self-help and all of these things to fix what was broken. When the truth is, there was nothing broken except for my broken thoughts and broken beliefs. And because when we believe something in our core, and sometimes they're so unconscious that we do not know what those beliefs are, but until we discover what we believe, we cannot see how we keep showing up in any kind of relationship with any kind of man. Even if I had my husband today marry me 10 years ago, he would have shown up differently because my core beliefs were in only inviting him to show up a certain way. That sounds really weird, but just stay with me here for a minute. Okay, when we believe something so strongly, it comes up in every action we take. It comes up in every way we respond, in everything that we do comes from our belief systems on how we respond to that. How do we show up? And if we believe something in our heart of hearts and our core of core, even if it's completely unconscious, which majority of them are, we're still going to keep recreating that theme. And whether the cart comes before the horse, what the egg comes before the chicken, it doesn't matter if the beliefs or the reactions, if they keep coming and showing up and they pile on top of each other to keep creating the same situation over and over again. And until we actually heal that core portion of ourselves, we can't stop creating it. So there's a really good clue here. Whatever you say in your past relationships, like if you say, he doesn't show up for me, or all men are this, or no one will ever do this, or all men cheat, or whatever that is, that's a clue to your core wound. That's a clue to, I can't count on anybody. That was my big one. And a little bit about my history is I had my mother was 19 when she had me, a beautiful hippie woman who struggled with alcoholism, drugs, and my dad died when I was 3 months old. So I had this reoccurring theme through childhood that I couldn't count on anyone to be there for me. And I was fiercely independent, and which I'm super proud of. But I almost went into relationships going, not only can I not count on you, but I'm going to show you that I'll never trust you to be able to let me count on you. I'm always looking through things of this lens of every single thing you do is coming from the perspective that I can't count on you or I can't trust you. Sooner or later, when you're viewed with that lens, you're gonna show up or gonna fail or gonna fall forward to show up in exactly the way that that person is so afraid you're going to show up. I dated a lot of incredible men, but I kept going in with this expectation of, and I can tell you all the faults only because I recognize them now. And I'm not saying that these men weren't showing up. I mean, we can only bring forth people that are in that same capacity or level of energetic healing that we're at. So I kept upgrading as I was doing the self-help to recover from those limiting beliefs and those things in which held me back from having a healthy relationship. I remember having this breakthrough point where I went, oh my gosh, if I could just say that I'm sorry to all the relationships that I've had in the past, because I didn't realize how much a driving force of I can't count on you was showing up in my relationships. And good, bad, or otherwise, that was the driving force that I was using and weaponizing against men, not in a malicious way, because I'm not a malicious person, but we all, they say hurt people. It's so true, because when we have been wounded or hurt, we are using that lens unconsciously to view the world and to view every relationship forward. And so until we heal that lens, until we can see clearly on how am I showing up to create this, then we just keep recreating it. Okay, sounds like bad news, right? But the good news is that the more that we heal, the more that we draw forward in energetically bringing forth men that treat us better and better and better, women that treat us better and better. This isn't just for women, but that's what I specialize in, is really owning our inner goddess, loving ourselves, embracing ourselves, because only to the level that we love ourselves can we actually accept and love anybody else. And I would have told you that that was complete BS. I actually did. One of my mentors told me that only to the level that I loved myself could I love even my son. And my son was just a baby boy at the time. This beautiful little angelic angel. And I would have told you I loved him to the depths of my soul, which I felt like I did. But I noticed the times that he got older, the things that I was impatient with me were same things I was impatient with him. Even to this day, those are still things that I get to look at and go, oh yeah, I'm noticing my judgment of him. And you know, if every single judgment that we give of someone else is really just a judgment of ourselves, it's all a gift of learning and growing. One of the things that I teach the women that I work with is how to take those judgments and use them as ammunition, not in a bad way, but ammo to grow. Like those things that we are judging in others, or those things that we're upset with, our upsets are actually the greatest gift that we can have, because those are the things that teach us about ourselves and what triggers. And still to this day, I have this goal of being trigger free, not letting anything upset me, but my husband is king of upsetting me and frustrating me, and he's my perfect conduit to teach me what the next level is. What I know now is that he's a truly loving man and that he has so much to give, but does he still upset me, still piss me off, still rub me the wrong way, or say things that I allow to hurt my feelings? Absolutely. There's no such thing as happily ever after. There is a place where we can truly know love and joy and passion and excitement, and they can still piss you off. And both those things can be completely true. And anyone that tells you they're not, I guess I'm going to stand to argue on that one. But I really truly believe that I married the love of my life, and that he's also still my perfect growth partner, because there's still the next level, no matter how much we've done. But I know that I had to truly say, I love me, I adore me, to be able to even accept this man into my life, and to love me and adore me, and for me to love and adore, and only to the grace that I could give myself can I give him, which makes me, I feel like, even a better wife than I was ever capable of being before. But anyway, I digress. So today, if I could give you one assignment, one little thing is, look at your relationships. Look at the history of, what's my reoccurring pattern here? What things am I complaining about right now? And it's so funny because I have this dear friend who I love to pieces. And he and I have been friends for years and years and years. And every time we talk, it's always about relationships, and it's about like the woman he's dating now and the complaints he has. And I love him so much, but it's so funny to me how I'm like, how is he not seeing this? And I'm like, oh, how did I not see it? How did I not see that the complaint that I was making 10 years ago was still the complaint that I was making 3 years ago? That until I was able to heal it and grow, and now it's a different level. Now, like, the things that I'm growing through are different. And it's amazing how, if I looked for years and years, it was the same thing. That no matter what kind of guy I dated, no matter what traits or characteristics they had, it always seemed to end in the same way, or always seemed to come to that same breaking point every single time. And if we can use that to discover what those breaking point rules are, he always does this. He's doing this now. If we can use that, and if you don't know what it is, if it's still just a blind spot for you, ask your friends, ask the person that you go to and say, hey, what things am I complaining about in this relationship that I've complained about in previous relationships? What are those things? Is there anything that kind of keeps reoccurring? Is there anything that plays over and over again? What are those things? That, just identifying it, and then going, what if I'm the common denominator here? What if I'm dating completely different people, but this complaint, this theme is playing again? And I don't want to go through another relationship until I figure out why this keeps showing up. I'm not saying it in a blame, shame, guilt, or regret, because I don't believe in those things. I don't think they really, truly serve us. I'm saying it in an identify, so that we can actually shine a light on it. Where we can shine that light on, and where we can shine that love to, those dark corners of our soul that are so scary, those insecurities and those neuroses, those are the places where our true joy hides, because only to the depths that we can feel our pain is also to the depths that we can feel our pleasure and feel our joy and our abundance. And I really truly believe that. Like, I've had absolute brokenhearted moments, and I also, in those same breath, have had some of the most beautiful, profound, like, expressions of joy and love. And I feel like only because I allowed myself to not judge the pain, not making it bad and wrong, but actually like embracing it and saying, in this moment, I feel alone, I feel destitute, I feel scared or overwhelming fear, whatever that is. if you can actually allow it and feel it. And there's an amazing process that I do, that I learned how to do and shared with the women that I work with, on actually being able to fully encompass and feel that pain. Now that sounds amazing, doesn't it? It just sounds so exciting. But there's such a gift in it. And when we allow ourselves to feel it, it will not swallow you whole. Although I know that's the fear. I had it. It actually will set you free. Anyway, I don't want to be too long on this video today, but what we actually allow and we shine a light on will set us free. So, number one today, identify what that reoccurring theme is. And comment in the comments below, or even send me a message on Messenger. Tell me what it is. Share. Because when you can start to talk about it, what you're recreating in the relationship, then all of a sudden you can start to heal it. There's no shame in it. We all have our insecurities. My beautiful, amazing, gorgeous husband, one of the things that I love the most about our relationship is that we actually get to share those moments of insecurity together, and we create this safe haven of, it's a whole nother level. It's, I truly love me. I truly love him. I'm able to give myself that grace and that peace and that surrender. And I get to give that to him only because I gave it to me, only because I accepted it in myself. All right. Well, I love you, and I can't wait to share our next video together. Bye.